But you would listen, but you didn't even pay attention when you was speaking. Even before the story on the parable of the tenants was even hitting. I hope you hear it. I hope you hear it. But you would listen, but you didn't even pay attention when you was speaking. Even before the story was even before the parable of the tenants was even hitting. I hope you hear it. I hope you hear it. You guys, ears, let me hear it. Hello again. Good day. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Namaste. I appreciate you joining me once again on another episode of A Midwest Mindset. I am your host, OmegaMcBride, and this page, if I haven't said before, is specifically for authentic individuals who enjoy, appreciate words that aren't meant to harm or to hurt, but rather to heal, to help. Needless to say, with that introduction, welcome back to those of you all who frequent the channel or who have visited prior to seeing this video, and welcome to those of you who are just now coming across my channel and being able to check out A Midwest Mindset. And understanding that this page is for authentic individuals who enjoy and appreciate words that aren't meant to harm or hurt, but rather to heal, help. This page ain't for everybody, you know? So that means, 60 seconds in, a lot of those who this page isn't for will already know. Those of you all who are still watching and feel the energy aligning with yours are greatly appreciated for being here and sticking around to show some love, support. If you like to do either of those, feel free to like the video just down below. Doesn't cost a thing, just so that, of course, it's a way to show that you were here, as well as get the video into the rotation of the algorithm for others who may benefit from whatever it is we cover here on the Midwest Mindset. Oftentimes it's real life subjects and dealing with genuine thoughts on true stories and what a healthy perspective would be on what's going on, what's happening, what's being dealt with. And so you can feel free to subscribe so that we can continue to build the subscribers as well. Those of you all who support the McBride brand, who have already purchased hoodies or joggers, t-shirts, wristbands. If you'd like to get any of those things to support the brand, which is clothing to encourage the community and to empower people to be themselves, you feel free to look in the description and click the link tree and check out the McBride brand retail store. If you have any questions, serious inquiries only, you can feel free to email the brother, and the email right down below in the description. And free to leave a comment. Let me know that you stopped through, and whether it's a question or a phrase or whatever you'd like to do, dropping an emoji or whatnot. So today we're going to talk about manipulation. And we won't go too deep, go over some things that I have down. I know that a lot of you all out there, creators, many of you are artists, you're writers, painters, thinkers, producers, doers, executors. And that comes with a lot of times, along with the credentials and the building of discipline and work ethic and results, can also attract unwanted, unwarranted mistreatment. And that can come from as close as home as a mother to as far away as a long distance friend. And a lot of times, especially for those who have love in their heart, it can turn out to be a bit difficult to catch when one may be experiencing manipulation in a way that is harmful to them and what they have going on, with the intention to move forward, grow, evolve, do different things, enjoy life, and continue to build in the direction that they're going. So there are these things called, of course, roadblocks, and those sometimes come in the forms of people who may be saying one thing but doing another. And in a nutshell, that's what manipulation is. By definition, manipulation is when it's when a person uses controlling or harmful behaviors to avoid a lot of times their own responsibility. Things that may uncover skeletons in their closet or expose some of the things they may be doing to harm themselves in their situation. A lot of times the controlling nature of a manipulator can be used to conceal their real true intentions for why they're there, what their what their purpose for being involved in a situation or being present therefore, and those behaviors can a lot of times cause confusion and doubt. And just as a side note, confusion, a sign of confusion is, or rather confusion when you begin to feel confusion, or like something's not really, a lot of times that's a sign that the Most High is absent. But I digress. Moving forward, another thing I have down here about manipulation before I go into two major forms that a lot of times I use on people who may be unsuspecting in a way, shape, or form. May not be expecting a person or a particular place to be guilty of, perhaps attempting to victimize them in some way. Um, so when we see, and those of you who have, and maybe even dealing with this, seeing, someone exercising a harmful influence over someone else, could be bullying, or could be seen as or said to be, bullying. The origin of this would be an intention of manipulation. People who, um, attack your mental and your emotional state, or um, your sides, your mental and emotional sides of understanding. What you know to be true, just to get what they want. That can be a coworker or a uh, coordinator or supervisor or overseer, attempting to go against protocol or your understanding of how things go, just to see you get riled up or have your peace to be disturbed in what it is that you're doing. It can be in the form of a loved one, who intentionally, ignores, something that you're doing, a great accomplishment, a mom or a dad, that would rather thrive or get off on your disappointment, your devastation of them not actively or intentionally wanting to be involved in your life and have your back, provide you with support in events that would encourage you to keep moving forward and lift you up. These are forms of manipulation. And many of you all are, if you click this video, coming into an understanding that there are spirits, within individuals who don't have your best interests at heart. And regardless of how long we've known an individual, it's our responsibility, your responsibility, to ensure that we're not confusing the length of a relationship or friendship, partnership, companionship, um, work contract of any sort. We're not confusing the length of that with the strength of that. And that would, of course, lead me to there are two, main or major ways that a lot of people, a lot of individuals who have the intention to uh, pull a wool over your eyes or to come into your life and find out, what makes you tick, or, get in close to your heart and then ghost you, or to, ghosting is a third, and we'll go over that perhaps in another video, is another form of an extended form of manipulation, in a sense of, getting you to a place of feeling as if that correlation with them is stable in a way that it's really not. And so moving forward, gaslighting. Gaslighting is a insidious, it says, insidious would be gradual, like little bit by little bit. It's an insidious form of manipulation and psychological um, control. You know, um, Gaslighting is deliberate. It's usually systematic in a way where, you know, whatever you know to be true or whatever you feel is either your truth or what you know to have happened or what you know to have been told. And over time, someone either treating you in a different way. So let's just say your mother says, some of you have had this happen in a way in which you have a mother who has said she loves you, but at in every nook and cranny, at every turn, she has made every attempt to make you feel unloved, ignored, unwanted, unworth any time, any valuable attention, or any significant um, sense of having your back, so that you can be all that you can be. And for others, gaslighting, whereas you've ended up doubting your memory of certain instances because maybe, you were treated a certain way and then, it had been so long and the way that that relationship or that partnership or companionship uh, developed over time um, could have perhaps put you in a mental position where you weren't able to quite put together events that were disrespectful or against you. And a lot of times that requires something we call isolation, whereas, for some teens or early teens or young adults, for some that's college. For some, it's getting away from home and getting around another group of people, whereas you're your same self and you're beginning to learn yourself away from your origins. Uh, and a lot of times this can awaken the truth of having been told one thing by those who were responsible for loving you, but having been treated another way, as if you are either lesser than, or, many of you all right now are, awakening to a perhaps a concert effort of by those who have been around you to stop you from becoming your best self. Many have gone through trials and triumphed, over manipulative actions behind the scenes by uh, perhaps people you've never expected, would have turned out to be secret monitors and competitors. Those who may have shown you a bit of support or a bit of uh, friendship or companionship along the way, but just long enough for them to get in to see maybe how you do what you do, or to see, what might get on your nerves and distract you. And then that's when whatever move may have been pulled. And when someone does something in an instance where it's a um, it's like grabbing your interest and acting as though they're like sincerely interested. Say a young lady comes into your life and she's all about you, or a young man comes into your life and they're all about what you have going on, and they're investing time and attention, but it turns out that After a while, when it comes to really showing up for you, they're not there. That would be a form of breadcrumbing. Right? That's one of our second, major ways that people go about manipulating others to believe that something is one thing when it's really not. That's being there every now and again, but perhaps that is mixed in with a little flaking or being late. Or saying that they'll be a part of something with you, or even having you come and be a part of a project or something of that nature, and giving you false information to pique your interest in what it is that they're doing, or but where the intention is to leave you hanging and mess with your mental and emotional state. When these things occur, we are challenged to ask ourselves who we really are and what version of ourselves do we want to be moving forward, having had these experiences. Many of you are having those experiences right now. If you clicked on this video, having seen the title, and many have gone through it and are now in a process of healing and, looking back at, and not looking back in the sense of, malice or being miserable about this situation, but more so with the desire to understand what really happened. So my hope for you is that by perhaps coming across this channel and watching another episode of A Midwest Mindset, there can be a bit of clarity provided to you when it comes to this subject. It's happening all over. It's happening in families. It's happening in so-called friendships. As I said, companionships, partnerships of 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 many different magnitudes, and hearts are broken, minds are in need of being renewed. And so with a good heart, I put this information out there, and knowing that it will land on the ears and in front of the eyes of the authentic individuals that it is meant to come across. With that said, thank you again for watching another episode of A Midwest Mindset. Again, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you can receive alerts when I drop content like this, or also you can see that on the page, if you look around, I'm also a music artist, songwriter. I put out original music throughout the year, a lot of times, and one of my most recent projects that dropped just before the new year is called Detour Head 2, the Awesome Mixtape. If you'd like to check that out, it's streaming now on all platforms: Pandora, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you get your music from. You can check out OmegaMcBride, and here on YouTube as well. Feel free to share that with a friend. If you do, go and listen. Very much so appreciate the love of any magnitude. If you happen to be someone who playlists a song, purchases something from the store or a song from one of the streaming platforms, shares it, saves it, whichever, whatever you're comfortable with. Much love, much appreciation. Feel free again if you stop by, made it to the end of this video, drop a comment, an emoji, have a question, something you'd like for me to cover on the Midwest Mindset. If I didn't go to or as in-depth as perhaps you would have liked on one of the 3 things that I covered, be that manipulation and the 2 forms of gaslighting and breadcrumbing, let me know. Let me know what are your thoughts. Feel free to do that. Until next time, catch y'all next week. Stay strong and continue courageously.